This place looks like heaven on earth. Crystal waters, ancient forests, the roar of Old Faithful, like clockwork. For millions of tourists, it's a wonderland. But for geologists, it is something else entirely. It is the crater of the most dangerous volcano on the planet. Beneath our feet lies a ticking time bomb, a supervolcano capable of erupting 1,000 times more power than Mount St. Helens. For years, the internet has screamed that we are overdue. Doomsday preppers stock their bunkers. Movies show the end of the world. But what would actually happen? Not the Hollywood fiction, the true story. To understand the disaster, we have to understand the lie first. You have seen the memes. A massive hollow cavern under the park, filled with a bubbling ocean of magma, ready to blow. That is false. That is a myth. In January 2025, researchers published a new analysis in the journal Nature. They mapped the electrical conductivity of the rocks beneath Wyoming. They found magma, sure, a hell of a lot of it, but it isn't a lake. The magma is stored in pockets, sponges of molten rock mixed with solid crystals. Most of it sits under the northeast part of the caldera, about the volume of 400 to 500 cubic kilometers. And here is the truth that might save your sanity. These pockets are not connected. Even if the volcano wakes up, it cannot all come out in one go. The last super eruption was the Lava Creek eruption, 631,000 years ago. Before that, Mesa Falls. Before that, Huckleberry Ridge.
Let's say the rumbling starts. The ground begins to swell. The supervolcano is going to erupt. You might think you have weeks to run, but new research on volcanoes like Toba suggests the warning signs could be frighteningly short. Minimal unrest. And then, the silence breaks. The initial explosion will be focused on a single vent. The crust breaks. The magma beneath Yellowstone is rhyolite. It is thick, it is sticky, and it is packed with gas. When that pressure releases, it does not flow like Hawaii. It shatters. A deafening blast, faster than the speed of sound. The column collapses under its own weight. This is the nightmare scenario. When the tower of ash falls down, it races across the ground. Pyroclastic flows. These are avalanches of gas, ash, and rock heated to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. They move at 300 miles per hour. If you are within 60 miles of the vent, that includes parts of Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming, there is no escape. You cannot outrun a pyroclastic flow. You cannot hide from it. It will turn everything to charcoal. The forests, the animals, any structures. The ground will be sterilized. But for the rest of the country, the danger falls from the sky. The USGS ran the models. Scientists like Larry Maston simulated where the ash would go. The wind in North America generally blows west to east. So New York, Los Angeles, they might get a dusting, a nuisance. But the Midwest? Within 24 hours, a blanket of ash begins to fall on the breadbasket of America. Cities like Denver, Salt Lake City, and Winnipeg will see anywhere from a few centimeters to several meters of ash. This is not snow. You cannot shovel it. Volcanic ash is glass. Microscopic, sharp, jagged glass. It clogs air filters, it shorts out electrical transformers, it collapses roofs. Imagine every airport in the north.
There is one more truth we need to talk about. Because when most people think of Yellowstone erupting, they think of the continent blowing up. But the 2024 annual report from the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory revealed a different, much more immediate danger. In July 2024, Biscuit Basin exploded. Not magma, steam. A hydrothermal explosion. This happens when the plumbing system of the geysers gets blocked. The water superheats, the pressure builds, and suddenly a crater the size of a football field rips open.
throwing boulders and boiling water into the air. Luckily, no one was killed in the 2024 blast. But it is a stark reminder. The real threat at Yellowstone right now is not a super eruption. It is the everyday violence of the hot springs and the steam vents. The ground is unstable. The water is acid.
By month 3, the eruption has stopped. The ash has settled. The sky is still gray, but the plume has spread around the globe. Now comes the volcanic winter. The sulfur dioxide veil reflects sunlight. The global average temperature drops by 5 to 8 degrees Fahrenheit. In the northern hemisphere, the drop is worse, 10, 12, even 15 degrees. The growing season in North America, Europe, and Asia is reduced to 0. No summer, no harvest. For years. The sulfur dioxide veil reflects sunlight. The global average temperature drops by 5 to 8 degrees Fahrenheit. In the northern hemisphere, the drop is worse, 10, 12, even 15 degrees. The growing season in North America, Europe, and Asia is reduced to 0. No summer, no harvest. For years. We have seen a smaller version of this. After Tambora in 1815, 1816 was called the year without a summer. Snow fell in New England in July. Crop failures caused famine across the globe. Yellowstone is 50 times larger than Tambora. The volcanic winter will last not 1 year, but 3 to 5 years. Global food reserves are depleted within the first 18 months. The World Food Program estimates that a Yellowstone-scale eruption would put 2 billion people at risk of starvation. The survivors will be those with access to indoor agriculture, greenhouses, hydroponics, mushroom farming, and those in the southern hemisphere, Australia, South Africa, Argentina, where the temperature drop is less severe. But the ash does not respect borders.